Hi everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Best of British Blackwell. We're going really old school with this one and really old school British as well, so I hope you don't mind. I'm going to be making for you today some good old fashioned bubble and squeak. For those of you who don't know what bubble and squeak are, as you can see in front of me here, I've got what is basically the leftovers of a good old fashioned Sunday roast dinner. We had a roast last night, we had lots left over. Rather than throw it away, what us Brits tend to do, or certainly us South Londoners, I don't know about anybody else, we tend to mash it all up, chop it all up, throw it into a bowl, mix it all together and fry it up in the pan. And that's where it gets its name from. That's the noise that it makes when it's cooking. It bubbles and it squeaks. It truly is an absolutely fantastic dish and a real good old-fashioned British staple. So I'm going to get you close up on some of these ingredients here. We're going to start preparing it, throwing it in the bowl and just cooking it up. It really is as simple as that. Hope you enjoy it. Okay everybody, so just look at these ingredients down here. As you can see, this is the type of thing you would expect to find left over from a decent Sunday roast. Let me talk you through what we've got. We've got some sage and onion stuffing here. We had a roast chicken. We put the stuff in separate so that we can use it for this type of dish, the bubble. We're going to be using a little bit of that, probably not all of that. We've got some cabbage. This is a Savoy cabbage. Any cabbage goes into this, any kind of greens go into this dish. It's really wonderful. We've got some kind of crushed up carrots here. They've got a little bit of butter in them. We've got some broccoli here. We've got some good old-fashioned Yorkshire puddings there. We've got some leftover peas. These are British fresh garden peas. There's some roasted parsnips. There's some roast potatoes and there's some mash. The mash binds all of this together. What we're going to do now is I'm going to be chopping up these parsnips into quite small chunks and chopping up these potatoes, and I'll also be chopping up the Yorkshire puddings and the broccoli and throwing them straight into a big bowl. Eventually all of these ingredients are going to go into this big bowl. Once they're all chopped up and in there, I'm going to be giving them a real nice stir to mix them all together. Then we'll be throwing it in the pan. So join me in a minute when all of the ingredients are in this bowl and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so I've taken the broccoli, the roast potatoes, the roasted parsnips and some of the stuffing, and I've chopped it up nice and fine. I've chopped different things up in different sizes actually, because you want the texture of the roast potatoes. The roast potatoes have still got the lovely crunch around the outside, so have the parsnips. But the stuffing and the broccoli, you can see I've chopped that up really fine. So what you want to do is you just want to give these kind of heavy textured ingredients a bit of a stir around. And you see the broccoli starts to mix in now with the potatoes and everything else. The Yorkshire puddings are also chopped up really fine in there as well. They add a lovely little crunch to this when it starts to fry off. All that remains now is to throw in your peas. Make sure you get all those in there. Throw in your carrots. So these are the softer, more mushy kind of ingredients. They go in last because you don't want to be mashing these into a pulp really. You want them to kind of hold a bit of their own. And in goes that cabbage. And finally, well, what I'll do is I'll give this a turn first actually, and then we add the mashed potato, which really binds all of this together. So you will get in a little bit of a mess because some of these ingredients do like to jump out of the bowl. Don't worry about that. The whole idea of this is that it's quick, cheap and easy. Historically, this would have been eaten first thing in the morning. You go to a decent cafe in London now, you'll still get a decent bit of bubble. But also, you know, eating in the evening as well. Me and Jane absolutely love this with, you know, a pork chop or a decent bit of chicken, or maybe even a decent bit of steak, you know. This is just a wonderful little side dish. And as you can see, you don't really need much veg as a side with this, because there's plenty in there. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is add the lovely mashed potato. This is a lovely creamy mashed potato with lots of butter in it. This is the kind of binding ingredient. Let me finish mixing these up. The next time you see me, I'll be over by the pan frying some of this bad stuff up. Okay, so we're ready to cook the bubble now. Very simple, nice frying pan. You want one with a non-stick bottom because you don't want this sticking. You want it to crisp up a little bit, but you really don't want it sticking and burning. Some vegetable oil. Give it a good glug, make sure it coats the whole of the bottom of the pan. We let this get nice and warm. We let it coat the pan. And then literally, we scoop this bubble in. Lovely, we're going to do 2 nice big spoonfuls in here. There we go. And then soon, when this starts to warm up, you're going to hear that bubble and squeak. Just a little something I like to add in the middle of the cooking process is a little bit of Lee and Perrins Worcester sauce there. Adds a nice little tang to it. Nice little zing on the taste buds with that. And as you can see, it's starting to fry up really nice now. We're really close now to serving this up. I'm just going to let the outsides crisp up just a little tiny bit more. Make sure we cook it all over, because you really want to reheat that. There's going to be lots of people with lots of different ways of making this. I'd welcome your comments, welcome your suggestions, welcome the variances that you have to when you make bubble and squeak. Really look forward to your conversation. But I'm going to plate this up in a minute and we're going to start eating it. So here we go, here's the finished dish. We've got the bubble, we've got some lovely bacon, a couple of eggs, and what else but a fried slice. All we need to do now, good crack, salt and pepper, and then we just tuck right in. Superb. You ain't a proper Londoner, but you ain't a proper Englishman. You ain't had a decent bit of bubble and squeak. Absolutely superb. Give it a try. As I said, you might have variances of this dish. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm sure a lot of my friends got a lot to say about it. But enjoy it. My American cousins, especially T. Roy Cooks, Troy, have a go at this, my man. You'll absolutely love it. Cheers.